how do I navigate myself as a person of color, and how do I find my identity within that? So, as you guys all know, I'm a model and I am Japanese and Chinese. I'm also 5'2". These are just all my physical appearances and all that. But I'd say it's really hard to navigate this industry if you only stick to one identity. Okay, so honestly, I am 24 years old now, and I started this journey when I was probably like 16 or 17, okay? And back then, I realized immediately, like, I don't look like everyone else who shows up to these castings, and I am not their height. We literally have nothing in common. I had to find people who had things in common with me. And the people who had things in common with me were artists. They were makeup artists, they were hair artists, they were photographers, they were stylists, and these were the people that I truly connected with, not other models during that time. So once I found my community, from there I just kind of grew on from that, and I put my identity, as an Asian female. I was the only Asian model back at the makeup academy I used to work at back in high school. And first it felt odd, but the manager, April, she really loved my look, and she kept telling me like, wow, Lena, your cheekbones, your face is so gorgeous, wow, you have the perfect look. And I wasn't used to hearing these things, especially in LA. I was used to hearing like, oh, you could be taller and all these things, but she's the first one to tell me those things, and that's why I truly cherish her and the academy, and that's kind of where it first started off. My identity became a geisha. I am Japanese, so a geisha. I had a lot of those looks at that makeup academy, and I was working with artists at the time who were just starting out, and they were going to graduate and get their certification, and I was so happy with that identity, But then now what? I've chosen that one identity, and now I can't do geisha shoots all the time, right? So that's when you had to grow up and experience shit and actually explore. So I explored LA, downtown LA for the most part, because that's where I met my friends. And that's when I kind of figured out, oh, okay, so my identity in this industry, I want to be, someone who fights against all odds. So one, I was stuck to the underdog identity because I already knew I didn't fit in, and I didn't want to fit in necessarily, but subconsciously maybe I might have, but internally I was like, nah, I didn't really want to do it, So I kind of made it my mission to like just stand out amongst everyone, and that's why my art is so over the top, and it's so crazy, and it's so creative, because I love working with those kinds of people, the people who get it, the people who break boundaries, the people who want to inspire change and not just the same old shit. So I got known in the LA industry for being that cool chick, you have a job, last minute, I'm there, you can count on me. I was very reliable, and I still am. But that kind of became my identity for a minute, especially when I went platinum and when I had green hair. Like, everyone wanted to shoot with me because it was so cool and no one else was doing it, And for a while, I stuck with that identity. I booked a ton of commercial jobs, like my dream friggin' jobs, and it was amazing. But then I came to the question, now what? I've evolved myself into this one identity, and, it's gotten me so far, but can I get far by myself if I say I go back to my roots? And as you guys all know, COVID hit, and I was like, wow, okay, I had a lot of jobs lined up, a lot of meetings lined up, especially with my colored hair. Everyone wanted me because they wanted that look. But, after COVID happened, everything went in stasis, and I had to think about the things I really wanted, and my values shifted dramatically. And I realized, like, that's not what I want to do, though. I want to be a healer. I want to focus on that, and I want to focus on creating instead of all those commercial jobs. They were great, they were fun, and I'm glad I got to represent my Asian girls and things like that. But I feel like you can only do that for so long, and it gets like a routine, and I am so thankful for all those opportunities, but I want to do more. I want to be more than just a face you see on a commercial. Like, I want to produce things, I want to create things, I want to collaborate on things, I want to create my own industry. when COVID happened, right? Because I'm just like, honestly, I'm so thankful for the cover of Off the Rails magazine, because that was a dream to represent artists. Like, if you ever read that magazine, I read every single page and all the words, and I was just like, wow, I'm on that cover because I represent that, you know? It's not necessarily what I look like. I know I look so cool with my green hair, but it's actually what I represent. And I had to realize that later on, you know, because I'm no longer that cool girl with colored hair, and I really don't want to be anymore, because I don't want the color of my hair to be able to just book jobs like that. It's just something I'm going through with identity, you know. I want to book the jobs because you know me, you know how I can deliver, and you know I can kill it. That's the one thing I want out of everything, you know. And having colored hair made it easier for me to book jobs and things like that, but I just want to appreciate my true self, you know. I went back to my roots, and I'm slowly going to grow out my hair, and I just want to see what can I do if I don't change my look, if I stop changing the way I look to, you know, appease our industry. And I did it mainly to stand out, but it just made me blend in even more, and I don't want that, you know. So I am still struggling with that identity of being a person of color and trying to find my own way, but I honestly feel like I have found it, and it's just me. This is my identity right now. I'm a healer, and I love it, and this is the identity I could have forever, because it doesn't rely on anything. It doesn't rely on a paycheck. It doesn't rely on how people view me and all these things. Like, it's just so pure, and that's the identity I want. Pure, wholesome. That's what I want when you think of me. That's all I want. And it took me a while to get there, because I had to go through all the bright lights. I had to go to New York and LA and all these different worlds, and I saw what was out there. I saw, you know, what could happen if I became a big star, but I just realized, like, maybe I didn't want that. You know, I never signed up for it. I just kind of got, like, caught up in the limelight. So I feel like when you get older, you'll understand these things, but as you're young, you're gonna go through hoops and trials of trying to figure out who you are, and that's okay, and it's good. But just know that your real identity, it's just you without any changes to who you are. And I wish somebody told me that, because I spent all my life in this industry trying to, you know, be cool. And I love color. Yeah, it's vibrant. That is literally my energy. If you know me and you work with me, I am that girl. I'm the cool girl. I'm the fun girl. But I want to be more than that. You know, I'm growing up, and I'm realizing that there's just so many more things to value, so many more things to do. And I don't necessarily like being in the limelight like that. It literally destroyed my sense of worth and had my ego flying up, and I don't want to be in that position again. You know, I'm so happy that one job, you know, changed my life for sure, but I just want to know now that I don't have to change my look for a job. And I think that's the number one thing with identity, is we feel like, oh, you know, because this role asks for someone who is fluid or for someone who is queer. I will not lie and say that I'm queer fluid to book a job, but I feel like other people do that, and that's not a good mentality to have. And we have to stop doing that and give those people who are actually queer and who are actually, you know, fluid a chance to be in the limelight. Like, that's what should happen right now. I'm ready to take my back seat, if you know what I mean, because I want those people to shine, and I support them. I send them castings all the time. That's just who I want to be. I want to support them, and that's the way that I do it, okay? Yeah, that was so passionate, but that's basically it. And another thing is, I don't lie about my ethnicity. Clients ask me all the time, what is your ethnicity? We're looking mainly for a Chinese or a Korean person for this. And they're like, oh, okay, we don't want you anymore, even though they like my work and, you know, they like everything else about me. They don't like that I'm not their market. And that shit annoys me so much, that, oh, you know what, you have to be booked on this just because of your ethnicity. And that's something you literally cannot change. So I wish they would just stop with this ethnicity and be like, we'll accept anybody. We'll look through everyone's portfolio. Like, that's where I want the future to go. You know, I think it's great that we see more like African American roles and more Hispanic roles, but I wish it didn't just be that one role. I wish it could just be for everyone or anyone, and they had a really good team to decide who to pick based on their talents, based on their values, based on their writing, like based on their actual freaking body of work, not just what they look like, because that drives me crazy. And that's why I've had such a hard time dealing with identity in this industry, because when you get to the top, like I have been before, like I know what it feels like, and I love that feeling, you know, of euphoria and working so hard and all your dreams come true. But it gets to the point where it's just like, I don't know how to explain it. You kind of get complacent in that role for a minute, and you want to do something else. You want to give more, you know, than just a beautiful face. I want to give more than that. I want to give talks like this. I want to give advice like this. And you know, the only way I got to be able to do this was having my face out there. So that's why I did it that way. You know, I just created, and all of a sudden it put me up at the top, and my face is everywhere and everyone knows me. And while I think it's great, I just want to do more, you know. And I can't explain the feeling, because I know a lot of, you know, aspiring models, they want their faces on billboards and beauty campaigns and all that stuff, but it really doesn't change anything, okay? You get a really good paycheck, sure, you invest that shit and you'll be set for life, okay? Like I did. But it doesn't really change who you are and what you represent, okay? It was just one job, and that's something that I want to get away from, you know? I want to build my own industry, and I want to do different things. I don't just want to be a model with a face that's just so recognizable. I want you to know me for my videos. I want you to know me because I'm a healer. I want you to know me because I'm a creative badass, regardless of whatever the fuck I look like at the moment, okay? But now I'm trying really hard, 2020, to accept my roots. And yeah, I'm gonna tell you, it's been really hard booking jobs, but I've learned to be okay with it and be like, okay, well, they don't want me because I'm natural right now. Okay, it's fine. I know they would have booked me if I had colored hair, but the reason why I don't go back to colored hair is because I don't want that perception of me anymore. You know, that's identity I'm done with. I've had fun, you know, and everything, and I plan to just go back to all black, you know. And I'm gonna do something a little fun with that. That is more me. But that's what I'm trying to tell you guys, is like our identity, Japanese, Chinese, it's so deeply rooted that when you have had all the fun and all the glamorous parts of life, you just want to like be in solitude with your identity. And that's something I really want. I just want to be at peace with who I am and what I look like, and I don't want to have the need to change who I am anymore, because I've been doing that for so long. I'm literally a chameleon, but I want to stop, and I want to just me, and I just want to be me, and I want to have fun, and I want to find the people who want to create with me based on that perception alone. You know, and yes, it's really hard. I'm not gonna lie. I took a hard hit financially, but you know what? I love creating, and I know because I give everything to the people I create with, I will get it back. Like, I just know it, and that's literally my gift, and that's why I feel the freedom coming with just being back to who I am, and people who still want to work with me regardless of what color my hair is right now. Like, I think it's so amazing that I can just connect with these people on just another level. It's literally like a soul-to-soul relationship, and honestly, I am so proud of that. So if I can give you any advice, sorry, I literally talked about my whole journey, but if I can give you any advice, just try to be happy with who you are right now, and don't feel the need to change yourself for anyone or anything in this industry, because it'll literally destroy your self-image later. I've went through it, and I've questioned, like, who am I with this? Who am I with this? And I just want to be me, okay? I just want to be me. That's it. And I'm happy with that. I'm so happy with that. I have so much in my life that I'm so thankful for, including my career and my reputation in this industry. Like, I'm so thankful for it, but I also have my family, my loved ones, the creatives who want to work with me, and they're new and they're inspiring, and I love those people to death. So I am just so happy, you know, and it just made me realize, like, this whole year, I've been distracted for the most part, and this is what I should be doing. And I don't know if I answered your question. I'm so sorry I went on this tangent, but that's literally my journey. So if you can take any points from me being in this industry, that's exactly what it is, you know. So thank you guys so much. Bye.